Hello and welcome to Tech Trends, your weekly journey into the world of tech, innovation and creativity, all through an African lens. Coming up on the show this week, we'll take a closer look at some of the world's most exciting technologies at GITEX Global in its 44th year. And later, I'll be speaking with Osayi Izedowe, the chairman and founder of Imose Technologies, on the state of local ICT manufacturing in Nigeria. There's so much to discover in the next 25 minutes. Stay with us. I'm Olayemi Odunuga, and this is Tech Trends. Artificial intelligence will reach human levels by around 2029. Follow that out further to say 2045, we will have multiplied the intelligence, the human biological machine intelligence of our civilization by a billion-fold. From futuristic flying cars to advanced drones, GITEX Global in Dubai showcases some of the world's most exciting technologies. The event, in its 44th year, highlights innovations that are shaping the future and driving global collaboration in technology and innovation. Here's more. The 44th edition of GITEX Global takes center stage in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. This annual international showcase, poised to redefine the global digital economy and AI ecosystem, unveils the latest groundbreaking tech innovations. With the theme, Global Collaboration to Forge a Future AI Economy, the event brings together global industry leaders, innovators, and tech enthusiasts to explore leading-edge tech designed to enhance efficiency, productivity, and sustainability. At the heart of the event is AI Everything, which is a key segment showcasing game-changing AI solutions across digital finance, healthcare, sustainable tech, education, and more.
GITEX is a global tech convener, if I'll put it that way, right? Because you see the best technology companies out of the world, all around the world, all converge in the same place, showcasing what they're building from their markets and how it's able to grow and scale across different markets across the world. So it's a very important platform that I think everyone should take advantage of. Everyone building global solutions should take advantage of.
It's really focused on AI, and here at GITEX we're looking at how to bring the solutions we're putting in AI. Now for us, AI for us is what we're bringing in, the solution we're bringing in is for meal planning, meal recommendations for those who do not have, who would like to plan their meals, and imagine a world where you are able to get your food recommendations on an app, and it's just with the available resources that you have, right? I have carrots, I have tomatoes. Recommend for me what to cook, right? My food just bringing those kind of solutions and much more.
I decided to come to GITEX for two reasons. Number one, to showcase to the world that in Africa, in Nigeria, we are not lagging behind. Because people say across the internet that, oh, you cannot learn robotics in any Nigerian university. That may be true, but you can learn it at RAIN and in some other organizations here in Nigeria. So we are trying to put that out there for people to see that Nigeria is actually on the map when it comes to robotics. And secondly, is that we want to have foreign investors, because it's difficult for local investors in Nigeria to see the future of robotics and AI. But foreign investors who have seen it play out in the US and in other countries can agree to it and say, you know what, I want to key into this. Because in the next 5 to 10 years, everyone is going to be looking for a place like RAIN. In fact, in Nigeria today, most companies are looking for experts in AI, and they can hardly find, because not many people are training people to be able to build solutions right after graduation.
In this exhibition space, robots steal the spotlight, offering solutions like the rental and sale of humanoid and delivery robots for hotels, restaurants, retail, and more.
What we do is we offer these amazing brand of, the whole range of robots for renting to the exhibitions and events. At the same time, we sell them to the region, which is Middle East and the North African and Asian regions. We help them to have the robots in their country and we maintain it over there. Well, we've been around for 30 years in UAE, and we have a company who sells the robot, rents the robot, hires the robot, trains the robot, maintains the robot. It's all about robots.
Meet El Ray, a domestic robot whose name stands for Electronic Love Robot Attracted to You. Then there's Amica, touted as the world's most advanced human-shaped robot, capable of mimicking a wide range of human expressions.
The one behind me is Sahar. Sahar is one of our Amica range of robots, designed as an artificial body for artificial intelligence technologies. So Amica today is showing off some drawing skills, but it can be interfaced to any sort of AI systems, large language models, and it becomes the input-output device for those systems. It's much more natural to talk to something that has a face with us. It's much more natural to talk to something that has a face like us, can recognize our facial expressions, can simulate our expressions as well. Whenever you talk to one of our Amica robots, it's aware of the context. It can see if you're happy, sad, or surprised, and it can use that information when it responds to you. And if Amica should be responding in a happy way, in a surprised way, its face will show the correct kind of expressions, coupled with human-like gestures and motions, which gives you a much more natural way of interacting and communicating than sitting in front of a computer with a keyboard and mouse.
A drumming robot also captures attention with its rhythmic performance.
Yeah, what we try to do here actually is those robots, they're collaborative robots, they can work along with humans. That's actually what we're showing right here, because I'm not scared, being there among the robots. Human-robot interaction with a little bit fun, of course. That's why they created the drum kit. You can play to all kind of music, of course. For this show we prepared a special one, but we also, like you just have seen, of course, we also do some other music, and yeah, you can do anything you want, any style you want. You can train the robots just the way you want to.
Our robots can go anywhere using only wheel. That is world first and world only technology we develop. So we already provide this service in South Korea. Now we first time in Dubai, and we expanded that service, Middle East or for African. We can find other market to go, and our plan to go abroad. And then if we change this uppercase, we can make many other kinds of robots. So we already have a delivery robot and petrol robot and other kinds of robot we have. So we can customize. Yeah.
All right then. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of the event.
And here's Furat, a humanoid conversational robot with lifelike expressions powered by the latest advancements in robotics and artificial intelligence.
How can I assist you with your questions about African countries?
Yes, I want to know if you know where is Nigeria on the continent?
Nigeria is located in West Africa, bordered by Niger to the north, Chad to the northeast, Cameroon to the east, and Benin to the west.
Wow, will you be happy to come to Nigeria?
As a robot, I don't have feelings, but I would be happy to visit Nigeria and learn more about the country and its culture.
Okay, do you wear makeup on your face?
As a Furat social robot, I don't wear makeup, but I am programmed to display facial expressions to better communicate with visitors.
So this is Furat. Furat is a social robot that was developed by Furat Robotics. We're a Swedish-based company. Furat can speak 40 different languages. She can change her face to be a male or a female or a child. And we've been using Furat today in different applications such as education, where Furat has been a teacher assistant, providing help for the kids in a classroom. We have Furat as a medical screener, asking people about questions about their habits to detect early signs of different diseases. We've had Furat at airports, at train stations, providing information to passengers looking for the trains or the gates. So what we're showcasing here today is what we call Furat AI Creator, where you can create your own character and then you can train her on certain knowledge base, but then she will also in the end use a large language model for those questions that she's not trained on.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian delegation also shines brightly at the event, highlighting the country's strides in technology and innovation.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a pro-business president, and he has mandated our ministry to accelerate the Nigerian economic growth by enhancing productivity in critical sectors through technological innovation. To achieve that, our minister, Dr. Bosun Tijani, has unveiled the ministry's strategic blueprint with 5 strategic pillars. Firstly is knowledge, because we are in a digital economy moment, a knowledge-based economy, and knowledge is the foundation upon which nations build a robust and sustainable economy.
I think it is very important for you to get on the train before it leaves the stop, because we have a dynamic talent pool, a very dynamic workforce, changing business models and building tomorrow's businesses and technology companies. As Trixie said earlier, we have the largest AI market in Africa. Many companies building and leveraging different use cases on AI. And I think 2 months ago, we launched the first Nigerian large language model, basically being trained on Nigerian-based information, so that for people solving problems in Nigeria, they are able to get specific solutions that are Nigerian-based and African-based. And so things like this are happening across the board, across different sectors.
GITEX Global showcases some of the world's most mind-blowing innovations and continues to be a platform for discovering the latest tech advancements, establishing strategic partnerships and business opportunities in diverse sectors. Nigeria's Executive Order 003 is a policy that requires ministries, departments, and agencies to favor local manufacturers and services when procuring goods and services. But what is the impact of this policy on local content? What are the challenges facing Nigeria's ICT manufacturing sector, as well as the opportunities for growth? Osai Zedonwe, the chairman and founder of Imose Technologies and a player in the country's ICT manufacturing sector, will be discussing this with me. Now, Osai, as someone who is all about, local ICT manufacturing, how do you see the government's local content policy changing the production and consumption of ICT goods and services, especially Well, I guess what I'm just asking is how effective is Executive Order 003 on support for local content? How effective is it?
Yeah, thanks, Malaimi. I think the government is making concerted efforts to really drive local content utilization, particularly in the ICT sector. The Executive Order 003 has been in place for a while, but we see this administration making concerted efforts through very determined partnerships, through policy statements. What we would like to see happen a bit more is real concrete steps that go beyond just policy statements. For example, ensuring that the procurement process in the entire government bureaucracy gives priority to local ICT providers, prioritizes the utilization of locally manufactured or locally assembled hardware across all tiers of government. I think there's still a lot of work to be done there, but the signs we see so far are quite promising and encouraging.
There's still a lot that can be done because a couple of startups, switched to software, providing software solutions because of the issues in having adequate hardware. But, despite the potential in this sector, like you said, there are significant challenges that we need to overcome. But tell me, what would you say are the most pressing ones, facing local production of ICT goods?
Well, first of all is the inherent local capacity. As you know, a lot of the components that are deployed in the manufacturing of ICT goods are not really produced here. Now, for ICT goods producers to thrive effectively in this country, we need to build an ecosystem. And that requires focusing on building the components that form the bedrock for most of these ICT components. So we're talking about batteries. We're talking about LCD screens. When I mean batteries, now I'm talking about lithium-ion batteries. We're talking about even the plastic components. Now, there has to be a concerted effort to build that value chain, to build that ecosystem. Because until we build that ecosystem, it's going to be challenging for really big ICT goods producers to spring up, because most of the goods will have to be imported. And with the current FX challenges that we've had as a country, you can clearly see that it will, of course, limit their capacity to grow and compete effectively. Today, the world is a global stage. We've got a lot of Asian manufacturers selling into the Nigerian market. And they're coming in with goods that were obviously produced in Asia with a very strong ecosystem, with very strong governmental support, subsidies in many cases. So the field is not level. So we need to focus on, first of all, ensuring that there is a concerted effort to build an ecosystem. Two, driving policy in a way that is very hands-on, not just at the helicopter level, but really coming down to understand what the critical success factors are and funding those areas that can enable the growth of an ecosystem. I think those are very key. I think Nigerians generally are willing to patronize locally manufactured ICT goods as long as they meet their quality expectations and, of course, are competitive. But to do that, to deliver that quality and price points that will make it attractive, a strong ecosystem is required. And that's where I think the focus should be, to really enable that environment to flourish.
All right, so I really was going to, ask you next what specific steps, we need to take to overcome these challenges, but you already did justice to that. But, also many have called for the government, and its agencies to actively patronize local innovators and, developers. How impactful do you think such support would be in terms of boosting innovation and scaling businesses like yours?
I mean, clearly it will be very impactful. When you think about the entire government bureaucracy, the number of laptops and tablets that are deployed today across that government bureaucracy, the numbers are humongous. Now, probably 99% of those devices were imported. Imagine if we could localize the purchase of those devices. By localizing, I mean acquiring those devices, those laptops, those desktop PCs from local manufacturers like Imosi Technologies. Imagine the impact it would have. Now, until we allow for the rapid growth of our own local players, it will be very difficult for them to achieve the scale that would allow them to do significant backward integration to grow the ecosystem. Now, government has a huge role to play. When you look at the budget this year and you streamline it, looking at specific spend on ICT, it goes into trillions. Now, imagine that trillions is funneled into a few players that are serious, committed, and have the capacity to build local content. Over a short few years, those players can truly become global players. So I think it's very impactful, and that's why we must encourage the full implementation of Executive Order 003. We must encourage local players like ourselves who continue to invest in this environment despite the difficulties and all the challenges that we face. I think we need to be encouraged, and clearly one way the government can do that is by ensuring that all of the ICT goods that are used or deployed across the government bureaucracy are purchased from local players. I think that will go a long way to drive this ecosystem for growth.
Well, you're absolutely right. Partnerships, would definitely play a key role in, fostering the growth of local content production. And as someone that's, it's all about the manufacturing of mobile and computer devices, I'm sure you have a first-hand experience on how, things like that can play out for you. But what opportunities do you see for collaboration between local ICT companies and foreign investors, to drive innovation and improve access to tech in the country?
The opportunities are huge. International ICT companies are looking for large markets like what we have in Nigeria. The local players understand the needs, the nuances of the local market. And I believe that for any ICT company, local or international, or a joint venture to survive and truly develop long-term value, they need to apply indigenous adaptations. And I think those indigenous adaptations are best served through partnerships with local players who understand the market, who've been here, who really know what the people require, what the success factors are. I'll give you an example. At Imosi Technologies, we had to focus on the battery life of our devices very early in the day because we realized that power was a significant challenge. And so while other international players produce smartphones with, a few thousand amps, milliamps of battery capacity, we focused on day one on going as high as 5,000 milliamps, even though we had to sacrifice form factor and design and outward look, because we knew that Nigerians understood the importance of having a long-lasting battery life on a smartphone or on a feature phone. Those are clear examples that drive indigenous adaptations for long-term innovation and creation of value. So partnerships with foreign players who clearly have the expertise, who clearly have a much more robust ecosystem, will enable us to deliver on these indigenous adaptations even faster and more effectively. So yes, I would encourage those partnerships, and I would encourage foreign players to look for serious partners like us to work with, so that we can deliver results for this market and truly grow the customer base.
Well, Osai, before I let you go, as someone at the forefront of, trying to change the narrative, in terms of hardware, in the hardware market, right? What do you think, or to you, what does the future of local ICT manufacturing look like? And what do you think needs to happen now to turn that vision into a reality?
Well, I think the future is bright. The future is actually very bright. Besides hardware, even in the software space, today we have created several unicorns in Nigeria in the software space. In the hardware space, we've also started creating some really large companies. Today, for example, Imosi Technologies, which I happen to have founded and chair, we're producing close to 1 million devices every year, locally here. And even on the software side, our edtech company, TSAS Education, today is providing a platform to educate learners, all over the country, running into millions. So the future is bright. I'm just speaking from my perspective. When I look around, I see a lot of young people also doing great things within the space. What we just need now is encouragement. We need government policies that are consistent, that support the ecosystem, that drive innovation. And I'm particularly excited with about the new 3MTT program that the current administration is driving through the Federal Ministry of Innovation and Communication, led by Dr. Bosun Tijani. Some really interesting stuff going on there. If we stay consistent and build a really strong base of talented people in the ICT space, we can truly become the next India. So I see some really good initiatives coming out of the government there, but we need more. We need more because the deficit is significant. So the level of urgency to drive ICT development needs to be far more than what we have today. I do understand that some of these things require funding, and given the difficult funding challenges, difficult funding environment that we find ourselves rather, I understand that sometimes these things have to be paced. But I'll just encourage the government to continue to push and push and push, because we do have a large workforce that if we focus our energies to train them, if we focus our energies to create a very viable environment for these young individuals to put their tech skills to bear, we could easily export talent. And that could become a significant foreign exchange earner for us as a people and as a government. So the future is bright. I look forward to continuing my work to drive innovation in this space and collaborating with others and the government, like we're already doing, to build a viable ecosystem in the ICT industry.
Well, true. I as well, I agree with you, because through consistent policies, investments, or even collaborations, like you've rightly mentioned, we can as well, we can strengthen our local ICT manufacturing space, including the hardware market, and make it more competitive globally. Well, it was great to have you, Osai Izedowe, Chairman and Founder of Imosei Technologies. Thank you so much for joining us on Tech Trends.
Thank you for having me.
And that's where we leave it for this week on Tech Trends. Thank you for tuning in. You can always relive this and past editions of the program on the Channels TV page. Don't forget to watch, share, and leave us your thoughts. As we find our part in the year, know this: technology is not just about the future, it's about the here and now. And Africans are innovating to create impactful solutions for the continent. For Tech Trends, I'm Olayemi Odunuga. I'll see you next time.